Well, hey fans, welcome back to another movie review, and today we're talking about Gladiator II. So before I get to the rest of the review, I'd like to thank the sponsor for this video, MoviePass. So MoviePass is back and it's better than ever. It's a subscription-based ticketing service, and I've been using it for a few months now, and I just think it's great. And they have this neat new black card, and it feels great, and it's very easy to use. And unlike your AMC A-List or your Regal Unlimited, you can use MoviePass at almost any theater, and it is very simple to use. They now go off of a points-based system, so you pay every month, and that will vary depending on the market that you live in, and you'll get a certain amount of points to use for movies. And the price in terms of points for the movies varies depending on the day of the week that you go to the theater, the time of the showing, and how recently the movie has been released. So what you'll do is you'll go into the app, you'll click the movie that you want to see, unlock the card, and then pay. You can also pick the online option for just a few more points if you don't want to wait in line. So again, thank you to MoviePass. So Gladiator II is an epic historical action film directed by Ridley Scott as a legacy sequel to the 2000 film Gladiator. This one stars Paul Mescal, Pedro Pascal, Connie Nielsen, Joseph Quinn, Denzel Washington, and many other names. And this one, set many years after the first, follows Marcus Aurelius' grandson from the first movie. He now goes by Hanno. He's living in this North African province of Rome, and it follows him as he is captured by Roman soldiers, ends up back at home, and has to become a gladiator. Very similar to the first movie, but unlike the first movie, he is taken in by this very aristocratic stable master named Macrinus, who takes him under his wing and says he's going to use his rage to basically take down Rome. And I have to say, this was an enjoyable movie. It was fun, it was solid, it was a nice sword and sandal epic. I think all the reviews I heard and read before I saw this movie hyped it up to a level in my head that I was thinking this was going to be like the second coming or something. I thought it was going to be the most epic movie of all time. I mean, it's a gladiator film with Denzel Washington. What more could you ask for? That first trailer, people didn't like the rap music in it. I thought it was a great trailer, and I was super excited to see it. But like I said, after seeing it, it's just fine. It's just fine. They shouldn't have hyped it up as much to make it more than it was. I think Paul Mescal does a fine job in the movie. I think his acting is pretty good. I think his voice is being deepened too much to sound like Russell Crowe. I don't think they needed that. Pedro Pascal, he's not really in the movie as much as I wanted him to be, and his character isn't really, they don't delve deep into him as much as I wanted. The star of this movie really is Denzel Washington as Macrinus. He is having the time of his life playing this role, and while I think that it is really good, I don't know if he quite deserves an Academy Award for it, but he may get the nomination. But like I said, like, he was fun to watch throughout. Like, he probably should have been the star of this movie with Lucius in the background as just some other type of player, and that's the connection between the movies. And speaking of connection between the movies, the times they mention Maximus's name and have callbacks to the first movie, it's way too much. It's way too much. We get that it's Gladiator 2. They have an entire opening sequence showing you the events of the first Gladiator movie. We don't need more than that. We don't need them to flat out say that Maximus is actually Lucius's father as many times as they do. Like, enough. The first time is more than enough. You can kind of glean that from what was said in the first movie, but they say it like over and over in this movie just to nail it in the audience's head. Like, hey, he's connected to the first guy. I don't think that we needed that. The twin emperors, they were fine. I think Joseph Quinn does a great job. The other actor, I can't quite remember his name, but he does play up that role a little over the top for my liking. I think Barry Keoghan was originally supposed to be the younger twin, but he had to drop out due to scheduling conflicts. And Connie Nielsen, her character is fine. She's a nice callback to the first film, but I really didn't get as much from her character as I wanted. And the way that they play her off, like, from the stuff that she does in the first movie, she's kind of made out to be like, oh, she's a hero. But when you find out how that affected young Lucius and the way he grew up, you're kind of like, did you really have to do that? That's kind of being a jerk almost. You're not a great mom, stuff of that nature. Like, it just didn't really sit well with me. But overall, this film looks great. It looks great. Story's okay. Denzel's fun. And if you just want to see a nice sword and sandal action movie, this is the one to see. Just don't hype it up over your head. And as the second half of Glicked, or Glicked, or whatever they're calling it, or should have called it. I don't know that everybody's been really trying to recreate Barbenheimer since it came out. Now, Wicked and Gladiator II, that was it. That was it. And I hear some people calling it Glicked or Glicked or whatever, and other people aren't. I don't care what you guys say. It's Glicked, it's Glicked. It's a fun time at the theater for you to spend your weekend. Go see both back to back. They're both entirely different. One's a musical, one's guys fighting in an arena. And the arena fights, I almost forgot about the arena fights. They are wonderful to watch, especially the ones where they're in the ships. And it's fun to know they actually used to do that. It's crazy. So in terms of a score, I'm going to give Gladiator 2 a decent 6.5 out of 10. I think that's where it will lie on the scale for me. I'd like to thank you guys again for joining me for this movie review. Maybe you can find the full review on YouTube and the website, flickfrogllc.com/flicksfrog. Maybe you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit. And please, pretty please, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll be seeing you.